My name is Sister Mary Lisa Novak, and I am a Notre Dame educator. Thank you for choosing to take the risk and challenge to enter the world of professional education. My presentation today is in the form of an open letter to you, our future teachers. This letter will deal with accepting responsibility for one's actions and choices and how it relates to education for transformation. Dear colleagues, have you ever heard of Father Bernard Overberg, or Maya Angelou, or Benjamin Disraeli? They are examples of persons who experienced an educational process during which they cultivated and grew habits of personal responsibility which transformed them into men and women for others. At one time, they were young students just like you. Oh, the stories they could tell about their education. They became successful because they pursued the things they loved doing, and they did them so well that people were wowed by them. Can you imagine that? This can be you. Here are 3 reasons why your becoming a Notre Dame educator is God's gift to you so that you can be God's gift to others. 1. Education transforms a person. 2. A good and caring teacher is one of the most significant factors in the transformation of a person. 3. A good and caring student grows up to be a responsible person who is able to reach out to others, to the world, to effect transformation, one person, one initiative at a time. Let me explain. Point number 1, education transforms a person. Father Bernard Overberg, a revolutionary educator in Germany, was the father of the Notre Dame educational tradition. He stated in his directives for beginning teachers, "Teach on all occasions, not only by word, but by conduct. And what truly enters the hearts of the students must come from the heart." Think about your own transformation to this point in your life. The moments when you found yourself acting with broader knowledge, more developed skills and abilities, more compassionate attitudes in your relationships. That knowledge, those skills, abilities, and attitudes, your values, they cannot be taken from you. They are part of what makes you, you. Education, especially a faith-based education like Catholic education, conscientiously transforms a person because it has at its disposal many formational resources and tools. Faith-filled teachings, such as the Catholic social teachings, an environment where one experiences a sense of community and belonging, involvement in appropriate opportunities to develop values through service learning, care for creation, just to name a few. Bottom line, no matter where you teach, check out your support system where persons are valued for who they are and what they can become. Make the deliberate choice to be part of it. Together, you make transformation happen for the students. The second point I mentioned, a good and caring educator is one of the most significant factors in the transformation of a person. Let me begin with these words of Father Bernard Overberg. The person of the teacher is the most significant factor in education. Maya Angelou is a renowned poet and accomplished American author. Here's an unforgettable pointer from her. I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. No matter at what level you are teaching, what subject you are teaching, you are always teaching persons, not filling brain bags. Yes, you are responsible for being prepared with well thought out lesson plans, but more so for knowing your students, what makes them tick, what their current life challenges are. You are responsible to each of your students, not only that they learn their lessons, but that they take one more step in their becoming the person God wants them to be. You are responsible for having a sense of the mission of your school, in which you are one of many who are working together to affect the education of our future citizens. The students are the reason you are there. It takes courage to teach, says Parker Palmer, and courage literally means having a heart for others. That's your wow factor. Now, for the third and final point. A good and caring student grows up to be a responsible person who is able to reach out to others, to their world, to affect transformation, one person, one initiative at a time. Benjamin Disraeli, a British politician and writer who was an influential voice in world affairs, described what every Notre Dame educator aspires to do. The greatest good you can do for others is not just to share your riches with them, but to reveal their riches to themselves. When a student feels he or she is somebody in that classroom, that young boy is motivated to cooperate in his education through both his successes and failures. That young girl looks at the world around her with new eyes and sees possibilities for her life. This is the accomplishment that thrills a teacher and is even more exciting to the student. It happens when you accompany your students, revealing their riches to them through the choices you make day in and day out, and there are many. Transformation does not happen overnight. It requires teachers who are committed to value-laden principles in their own lives. Teachers who walk their talk. Your students are watching you as you relate to them and others, listening to your actions more than your words, as you make efforts to have them succeed now. They love to learn about their own gifts and goodness and are really turned on when they can become engaged in the opportunities to use them for others. I've seen it repeatedly in student tutors, students involved in service projects, students who feel a part of the fun and hard work of a sports team, win or lose. These wise words of Sir Winston Churchill say it all. We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give. You have been called to become a Notre Dame educator. Have the confidence and courage to explore that call today and how you approach your classes. what you learn in your field experiences, how you relate to your professors and other classmates, how you assume outside responsibilities like a job or involvement in some extracurricular activity at Notre Dame College. Becoming a good and caring teacher begins now in your pre-professional life as a student. The attitudes and behaviors you show today are strong indicators as to the teacher you will become. You ultimately are teaching who you are. In conclusion, I hope you take to heart the good news that as a Notre Dame educator, you stand with a company of teachers who stand for nothing less than being responsible agents for transformation, who believe and are credible witnesses to the reality that 1, education transforms a person. 2, a good and caring teacher is one of the most significant factors in the transformation of a person. And 3, a good and caring student does grow up to be a responsible person who is able to reach out to others, to their world, to effect transformation, one person, one initiative at a time. The good and caring God bless you.